Hello, everybody. It's our second week for vocabulary, building vocabulary. And hope you enjoyed last week, and hope you enjoyed the second video that Miss Cindy put together, where she and I discussed some of the words, and she had a few questions, and we talked a little bit more about the vocabulary words and their meaning and how to use them. So we're going to do some more of that this week. Remember last week we started with some Memorial Day words because Memorial Day is coming up, and so that last week and this week we'll do some Memorial Day vocabulary, and we're going to do maybe 8 words or so today. We won't do all of them that you have in your packet, but we'll do a few, and then we'll do a few idioms before we finish up. Okay, so let's get into it so we don't hold you up here too long. Hopefully you'll be going over this many times, and you'll be an expert at how to pronounce, how to use, how to spell these words over the next week or so. Okay, let's get going. Let's start with holiday. So this is, I think it's about the 3rd page. I'm not sure, but we finished last week, and with I think the last word last week was maybe service. Let's look and see. I've got that here. Yes, and so the next word is holiday. Holiday. And a holiday, definition, is a day on which work is suspended and there's special recognition of something on a holiday. On a holiday. So a sentence might be, I love to spend the Christmas holiday with my family. Holiday. Holiday. So Memorial Day is a holiday. All right, next word is patriotism. 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 Let's say holiday 3 times first. I forgot to have you do that. So holiday 3 times. Ready? Begin. Holiday. 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 Get that H sound at the beginning of the word. It's not holiday. It's holiday. Holiday. Next word, repeat 3 times. Patriotism. 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 All right, very good. So patriotism is love of country and willingness to sacrifice for it. A couple of the words as we go forward will describe that again. But patriotism is a love of country and a willingness to sacrifice for country. So a sentence would be, I learned about patriotism when I served in the Army during the Vietnam War. So this was back in the late 60s, 1960s, early 1970s. So I learned about patriotism, love of country, willing to sacrifice during my years in the Army during the Civil War, during the Vietnam War. No, I was not born and living in the 1860s. Okay, patriotism. Next one is a part of that, patriot. So patriotism is love of country. A patriot loves his country, a patriot. So patriot is one who loves and defends his or her country. A patriot. Let's say that 3 times. Patriot. 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 Our country is full of patriots. We have so many patriots in America that just love this country and respect so much about this country. Next word is parade. Parade. 3 times. Parade. 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 Which is a ceremonial procession, including people marching. So there's usually people in a parade. And I think back to when I was a little boy, long time ago. I remember Memorial Day parades where we would decorate our wagons or our bicycles and walk down the street or ride our bikes down through the street. The Memorial Day parade. So I enjoy the Macy's Day Parade on Thanksgiving. That's a good sentence. I enjoy the Macy's Day Parade on Thanksgiving. So parade is a gathering, a ceremonial procession, including people marching, people decorating, everything from bicycles to animals to whatever. Parade. All right. Next, Old Glory. Old Glory. Let's say that 3 times. Old Glory. Old Glory. Old Glory. All right. So Old Glory is that I love my native land and its beautiful flag, Old Glory. So there are a number of names for the American flag. One of them is Old Glory. So if you drive through Duluth the last few days or for the next week or so, you'll see flags everywhere in the village of Duluth, and you'll see that flag. Some will call that flag Old Glory. Old Glory. All right, let's next go to the next one. Stars and Stripes. Stars and Stripes. The national flag of the United States is the Stars and Stripes, is Stars and Stripes. Some might call it Old Glory. Others might call it the Stars and Stripes. We fly the Stars and Stripes in center field at most baseball games. So most events, a lot of outings, you'll see the American flag flying, and some will call that flag Stars and Stripes. Stars and Stripes. Let's say that 3 times. Stars and Stripes. Stars and Stripes. Stars and Stripes. All right, very good. The next word is flag. We've been talking about our flag. A rectangular piece of cloth with a distinctive design on it. So the U.S. flag has a very distinctive design. The U.S. flag is filled with stars and stripes. Flag, 3 times. Flag, flag, flag. So if you look at the American flag, I don't have one with me. The American flag, 13 stripes, 50 stars. 13 stripes representing the original colonies of the United States. 50 stars representing the 50 states in the United States. And I'm sure most of you know what state became the last star. What was the last state in America to become a state and therefore be the 50th star? Hawaii. So Hawaii in 1960, so a long time ago, in 1960 became the 50th star on the American flag. The one before that was Alaska. Alaska. So Alaska was the 49th star on the American flag. Hawaii is the 50th star that's on the American flag. All right. Very good. Next word, wreath. Wreath. Repeat 3 times. Wreath. Wreath. Now look at the spelling of this word. You'll see that there's a silent W at the beginning. Silent W. So it's R-E-A-T-H as far as sound is concerned. Wreath. Wreath. We place a wreath on our front door during Christmas. We place a wreath on our parents' gravestones on Memorial Day. So if you go to a cemetery around Memorial Day, you'll see flags everywhere on gravesites. It's just kind of part of our culture is to do that, to place a wreath of stars or a flag or a wreath on graves at Memorial Day. All right, so that would 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8. Let's just do one more important one, and that is sacrifice. Sacrifice. Let's say it 3 times. Sacrifice. 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 All right, a loss entailed by giving up something. You give up something when you sacrifice. So as we do our reading club all year long, and we read from the Bible, we read scriptures, the ultimate sacrifice was Jesus Christ giving his life for you and me, forgiving our sins and giving his life for you and I. Okay? Sacrifice. That's 3 syllables. Sacrifice. Let's say that 3 times. Sacrifice. 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 Okay. All right, that's enough vocabulary. That's 1, 2, that's 9. If you can use those 9 words this week, and use those 9 words especially over the Memorial Day weekend, because they all relate to Memorial Day, you will get to know those words very well, understand how they're used, and that'll be more fun when you add to your vocabulary for Memorial Day weekend. Okay, just a few idioms, just a few. Pull out your sheet of idioms. The first one, we finished last week with Mother Nature. Let's do let's do the one right after that. Through the grapevine. Through the grapevine. So the grapevine in this meaning is gossip. I heard it from somebody who told it from somebody who heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody else who might have heard it from somebody else. Through the grapevine. Doesn't make a lot of sense until you put our culture inside of it. And that's what idioms do. They don't make sense, but in our culture, we use them. Through the grapevine. Next one is out of the woods. I like this one. Out of the woods. What does that mean? Out of the woods. Well, you're in the woods or you're out of the woods. So it really doesn't mean what our culture has it to mean, which means no longer in danger. No longer in danger. I was out last night. I was walking home, and I heard a loud crash. But I got home safely, and I was out of the woods. I was out of the woods. I was out of danger. Out of the woods. Next one is all wet. All wet. Now, this doesn't mean that somebody sprayed you with a hose or you jumped in a pool, or that's not what this means at all. All wet. All wet simply means completely mistaken. You're all wet. So you're talking about a subject or you're giving someone your thoughts on something, and someone says, you're all wet. You don't have a clue what you're talking about. You simply are mistaken. All wet. On cloud nine. Now, let me see. On cloud nine. If I looked up in the sky today, which 1, 2, 3. No, it's, again, doesn't make any sense. But if you're on cloud nine, you're very happy. Something wonderful has happened, and you're on cloud nine. You're very, very happy. Rain, cats, and dogs. Rain, cats, and dogs. You've probably done this one or heard this one. Rain, cats, and dogs. So simply means it's raining really hard. Really hard. Not cats and dogs, just raining really hard. All right. That's enough idioms. You can look at the rest of them when you get a chance. And I would also ask you to look at the rest of the vocabulary words that are in this packet for Memorial Day, because there are a few more. Because next week we're going to do something a little different. We're going to switch away from the Memorial Day words and move on to another group of vocabulary words. Okay? All right. Take a look at them. Write them down. Write them in a sentence. Use the sentence. Write them on a piece of paper. Carry it with you. Force yourself to use the word or the phrase, such as that we had today, like Old Glory or Stars and Stripes. Force yourself to use them so that you get comfortable with the vocabulary words. Okay? All right. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye-bye.